be. Yes, there's two, and then the Mercy goes down by Sky Kirby. So 49-47, but quickly Valpo ties it up and then takes the lead in a matter of a second, so that's handy. We do have Scoot's ult coming up, as well as Sky Kirby's. Now Sky Kirby's is a blizzard, as mentioned, and that just freezes the opponents in the area. So that's really handy to have, and they can't do anything when they're frozen. So great time to go for eliminations there on the, against them. So he's Scoot's looking for that Reaper, making sure that he's not interfering with our supports. Sky Kirby's going to support it. There's the Shatter, but as you can see, that Shatter was ruined by Lil Flap's shield, so he was able to prevent that. And then here's the freeze. As you can see, it does an area of freezing. Does it freeze the Junkrat on the right? It does. Does someone take value? Yes, the Reinhardt. So that's a beautiful thing. That Junkrat couldn't do anything about that when he was frozen. It also slows him down when they're in zone in general. And Reinhardt drops. Or, sorry, Reaper, excuse me. Speaking of Reinhardt, let's see. Look at our Reinhardt. Oh, beautiful Shatter, followed by no recoverable point of entry. And if 1 second left, will that? No, that Mercy will not. So that will be in favor of Valpo first map. Play the game. Gotta look at that. Alright, that was very cool. So, well, on the opponent's team, that is. And so, yeah, that was the first game, Nepal, taken by Valpo Beacons. That's really exciting. And so I used to be on the Beacon team. I'm now an assistant coach for them. So I've gotten to know all these players inside and outside of the game room. So they're all incredible people, super awesome people. So it's just really cool to see. Just reading the comment boards a little bit. Really cool to see them all playing and growing. I am on the Valpo club team, so don't worry. I do get to play this game, just not with these beautiful people. I get to play it in a different capacity. But I will be playing later tonight. That game's not streamed, but this one is. And in case you're missing it out, the Valpo Shield team will also be streaming, and they'll be streaming it through the NECC, so they will have a little bit more professional setup. But I still try my best to keep it professional, so hopefully I'll do a good job. So we're figuring out what the next map it will be, but I wouldn't expect much on the character change for the Overwatch, or for the Valpo Beacon team. Excuse me. It looks like Valpo will ban Paraiso for hybrid. Now I love the name Paraiso because it's very similar to our university's name, Valparaiso. But that map is just honestly not for me, and it's not for any players on the Valpo Beacon team as well. And so it's totally understandable that they ban that map, and that leaves UNA Purple to decide what pick they do, and they do King's Row. Now, King's Row is a super aggressive map, super heavy on that kind of brawl mentality. So Reinhardt, Zarya, that kind of stuff is most likely to be seen here. But also May's really good here was for Sky Kirby with that wall that we saw earlier. Definitely could take great value in that. Scoot is also a very good Widowmaker, so on attack you might see a Widowmaker out of there. And then Orm Corvus and Kuriko, just great healers in general, so they could see some great opportunities to heal there. As for the opponents, their Reinhardt wasn't really working against Lil Flaps' Reinhardt, so maybe we'll see a Zarya. I gotta just tell them that we're ready. Oh shoot, I gotta go over here. Stream R. There we go. Go back this way. But yeah, there's a lot that we can see here. But in terms of what happened and what characters we saw in Nepal, I expect very little to change. I expect that Reinhardt, that May, that Sojourn. If not, we'll see a Widowmaker on attack, something fun like that. So we're actually going into the game now, so I'm going to put us over there. And yeah, let's take a look. So we got King's Row. Takes place in the UK. And then... So this is the pearly entrance. So as I was talking about Brawl, this kind of entryway right here that I'm looking at is where a lot of it will choke up to. And so what would happen, well, you'll have a Mei like right here, and she'll use her Mei wall to block off that whole entryway. So that way the first tank or first operator that comes through, or hero that goes through, will end up getting stuck. And they can't go back, and the supports can't heal them. and eventually they just don't make it out alive. That's just the sad truth of it all. So that's a really great place to do with Mei, and we do have that Skype Kirby Mei. Little Flaps taking out Ramatra. Ninja Monster also taking out Ramatra. I was not ready for that. Ramatra is an incredible operator, incredible hero, very great, very strong on this map with such close quarters. So I'm definitely very curious to see how that goes, see the kind of play style that happens here. Ramatra has that beautiful kind of SMG aspect like shell placement and firing, but it also has these giant fists that hurt so much. So if we look at this Mei here, we can see she's already lined up where I kind of imagined where she'd be putting her Mei wall. So that's really cool to see. And then just real quick, I want to see how our Widowmaker does sniping-wise. So he's staying true. He's waiting to see if there's a Widowmaker that's going to show up. He doesn't see one, but the opponent's Widowmaker is there. He just doesn't know he's there. He's keeping himself visible on the screen. He sees the opponents. He thinks the opponents are going to be there. He sees them. Yes, there they are. He damages one. And he backs up immediately. Beautiful angles by our Scoot on Widowmaker. Let's see what Ramatra sees. Looks like it's a shield or a bush or something. He doesn't like it, though. He's firing away. It's beautiful to see. Now we know there's a Widowmaker up there. He passed the bullet, so we'll see if, yes, Scoot will be looking for those kind of DPS with softer targets. And then in the meantime, our Mei will be looking for maybe a wall here. Looks like no wall there. Oh, but there was a wall on the opponent's team. And there's the wall that we were talking about. There we go. Good heals there. Let's go to Ramatra. See what kind of damage is happening. Another Mei wall. And it looks like the Ramatras are just battling it out. And it's back and forth. Looks like Mei is still trying her best to hold the fort. Couldn't quite get the wall there. Scoot getting a beautiful Genji kill with the melee. Let's take a quick look at him. Oh, he's got a beautiful line of sight on the opponents. Definitely able to capitalize on that. Struggled to get a couple shots in, but that's okay. Beautiful hit shot there. And now we can see every opponent is. So that's really handy. Some body shots there. He sees the Genji's nearby. You can only do so much against the Genji that's targeting you. That's all I gotta say on that. Now we do have Blizzard coming up, so that's pretty handy. But we also have Ramatra actively using his ultimate. Looks like it just went away. So you gotta be careful with this. You don't want that Mei to deal too much damage to you, because that damage does stack quite a bit. So here's Ramatra ult. It's followed up by a freeze. Will Ramatra get frozen? It looks like Ramatra will. Will they get the mercy? Yes, they will. Beautiful play and teamwork by the Valpo Beacon. That's a clever trick. When Ramatra ult is being used, he does slow down a little bit. Actually, I don't think he does, but he does have an area around him, a circle. And if the opponents are in there, he's able to damage them and hurt them and like keep his ult for longer. So having that Mei wall or Mei ultimate on standby, if you're right by Ramatra, just put it down at his feet. He gets frozen and his ult's wasted. So that's really powerful and really awesome. That's cool to point out. So look, here's the punching ability that we saw in Ramatra. And there's the beautiful Mei wall, so that is no healing zone there. And that's quite terrifying for anyone on the team. Now that Mei is in quite a predicament. So we'll see what happens there. Looks like Mei went for the aggressive ride or die move. And so got some value. Or got 0 value. But that's okay. Here we have Hanzo, a beautiful character on this map. With such close quarters, the dragon is quite formidable. And as we can see, he has his dragon available. So that's really cool to see. Great positioning here. Able to see through the branches, but not directly visible for the opponents to shoot at. Super handy there. Okay, backs up a little. Gets that out of the way. Little flap going for some... Oh, there's the dragon. We missed it, but that's okay. There's the dragon, right visible. We got all the ultimates coming out with only less than 10 seconds, so you want to make sure that you're able to deal the damage, get them out of there. And look at that. Little Flaps takes control of that, along with the rest of the Valpo Beacon team. Very exciting, and just like that, that'll be the round 1 of 2 rounds complete.
Score 0-0. Switching sides. Initiating match.
So now Valpo Beacon will attack. I expect the setup to look very similar. Maybe we won't have a Mei, maybe we will. It's really hard to say. I completely expect Scoot to go Widowmaker at the beginning. That'll be super exciting. But to be honest, that entire fight, those entire fights, nothing wasn't working. What they did was working against UNA, so that's really cool to see. And yeah, I mean, we got Sky Kirby instead of May. He's going to Junkrat. Super high DU in character. And I wonder if that. Oh, I think I know what's happening. So I have to show this. Yeah, so what they're doing is they are doing a.
Time to save the world? Can't they get anything done without us?
Interesting. He could just May wall up. I don't know why he's not. But what they're trying to do is trying to get Reinhardt on the top of the objective there. So there we go. There he is, right up top. And what's going to happen is if we space out, we're going to get a third-person perspective. And what's going to happen is Reinhardt's going to run down the center, go on top of the bus, and go beyond. So we're going to do third person just because it's cooler to see. Well, actually, no, he's going to shift, and shifting's in third person. So we see. Not quite worked out, but that's okay. And then we have the Reinhardt right in the center. So if we go back to this, Reinhardt's right in the thick of it, right at the get-go. They completely bypassed the barricade. And then we have the Widowmaker's not getting too much value there. Oh, but that's okay. Reinhardt's dealing the damage, scanning that Ramatra, getting rid of the Torbjorn, getting rid of Ramatra. Who's left? The Ashe is left, and Kiriko. Not much value can be happened there. And that will be in favor of the Valpo Beacon. So as a reminder to our audience, it's a best of 5 or first to 3. And so that is 2 with Valpo Beacon. So that is essentially a match point, if you will. Oh, beautiful double headshot on the support player. That is the play of the game. I can see why that is play of the game. That was beautiful. So if we go back to me, that was a really exciting game to see. Really fun stuff. Kings Row is honestly a map that is very familiar to every player, every team. But with it being a brawl-heavy map, usually the teams that are traditionally a brawl team or play style usually perform the best. And I can say Valpo Beacon puts a lot of time, a lot of energy into their brawl style, into their brawl composition. Little flaps with Reinhardt, surprisingly not seen during that play style. He had Ramatra. Ramatra being the newest operate tank character in the game. It's nice to see how it panned out. Sky Kirby with the Mei, kind of anti-brawl in that capacity. Scoot with that high damage input, and Orm Corvus and Kurakuri going for those supports there. So it's beautiful stuff to see. We don't know, does Shield play after? So Shield will be playing after, but it'll be through the NECC stream. So maybe I can put that. We will go to the game while I respond to this, just while. All right. So if I go right back to this one. All right, perfect. So I just had to answer a question in the chat, but we got it answered, so that's really awesome. But yeah, so that was awesome, Kings Row. We don't know what the next map is. We don't know what they're banning, but we do know that it's going to be an exciting fight, an exciting thing to see. Actually, I lied. They do ban Shambali. And we're getting a swap in Sky Kirby for Atlas. Now, Sky Kirby, as I mentioned before, is our senior in this esports team. He's the only senior on the team, so it's really exciting to see him with his final semester in the program. Having a good time, having fun. But we're switching him for Atlas. Atlas is actually a freshman in the program. He's the only freshman on this team. So we got one freshman, one senior. We have one sophomore, I believe, as well, the captain, and then the rest are going to be juniors. So really funny kind of composition there too. But Atlas just joined this semester. He's brand new to the program. He started out on the club team, on the same team as me, and then was so good on club that we had to just move him up to Beacon. So he's on the Valpo Beacon team now. So that's really exciting. So it's a beautiful sight to see. But he does an amazing job on damage. I think he's more hit scan than not, but he's also very versatile, and his rank's pretty high as well. So we're probably not going to see much May action here unless it's really what they want to go for, and they can go for that. Nothing against that. But Atlas usually plays more Cassidy or different kind of style, maybe even a Genji even. Not too sure. I'm excited to see how Atlas performs and how he does. So yeah, should be exciting to see. I don't think the UNA Purple will do any trades this game. They've had very little success in terms of playing and attacking. Their very first map, their very first pushes were a little bit more aggressive or resilient to Valpo Beacon, but I don't think we'll see much of that now, especially with how Valpo Beacon has a snowball effect going, where they're just dealing more damage and just doing amazing work. And so we'll see how that goes from there. But in all honesty, I don't see how much greater this will change in terms of like how things will pan out and how things will go. So yeah, we're curious how it will happen. So we will be right back. Looks like they're trying to figure out what kind of maps to play, what kind of doing. So this break might be 30 seconds, might be a little longer. We'll see, but we'll be back shortly. All right, and we're back. So it looks like we're going Rialto, and I just gotta tell them stream is R. And yeah, that's that there. So they're going Rialto. Rialto's a really fun map, really awesome for the Valpo Beacon team as well. And we're gonna go right into the game because you don't need to see me; you can just see the game.
Initiating match.
So yeah, so here we have Rialto, and it is pretty awesome. I think it's really awesome. So we got this. Oh, hold on, let me get controls. There we go. So we have this first push, and it's also super friendly to kind of the sniper kind of setup that we might see in Widowmaker. And so we have this entranceway, and that's where I believe the red team will push out and go kind of towards this way. Yep. And then they have to follow this line all the way down, as we are familiar. And the first checkpoint's under this bridge. And now here's the thing. There's some choke points. This corner right here is very difficult to get the cart all the way through. So you got to be mindful of that. Second portion, surprisingly, I've noticed, is right here. Right where that kind of dark spot is. A lot of high grounds right here, and it's a lot of open space kind of going towards it. So it's very difficult for some of the red team to fully kind of capture it. And so I've noticed it's just been a form of chokehold. As well as this corner too. Anything right by the objective is a point of interest.
5,
So
4, 3, 2,
looks like Scoot is going
attackers.
Bastion, a high damage machine gun-like character. Getting the damage in. And it looks like they're opposing Genji and the, oh, there's an Echo as well. How exciting. Atlas, why am I not looking at Atlas? There we go. Atlas saw the Mercy. Will she get the res? No, she won't. Will she get finished? Almost, so close. Like I said, Atlas is a freshman new to the program. Very exciting to see. Couldn't quite make that jump, but that's okay. Did a great performance right from the get-go here, getting the 2 picks. Breaking the wall so you can see, and there's the jump. Oh, not quite. Maybe he'll go around the 3rd time, who knows. Now, Soldier's just an all-around incredible character. Has a healing orb, has a rocket boost, great damage, skill-oriented, but also for low skill, it's also really helpful. Now, Atlas is no such thing as low. Atlas is definitely some high skill, so it's really cool to see. Definitely giving that Echo a run for her money. Kuriko going there too. Just kind of putting the pressure on there. And look at that, and just like that, it's essentially a Valpo team kill. Yep, that should be team kill. Yep, there's the indication. So that is exciting. Beautiful stuff by Atlas here. And we got an ultimate coming up. Let's take a look at our Bastion with 95% ultimate. Definitely the closest ultimate there. So Bastion does an artillery strike. That's really exciting to see. We might see it here, or we're going to see it on a choke point. If we're losing, if Valpo Beacon is losing a fight, we could also expect to see that. Little Flap's kind of playing it aggressively, but using Cart as his protection. So this is what Bastion does best. He just melts opponents. Destroyed the mech and the Genji there. Atlas also getting great value with his ultimate. I'm sorry we didn't go to that sooner. That's a visor. What the visor does is it makes it have aim assist. So you're just able to, or you're able to like just shoot on target, and every single shot you take will hit. We have a sneaky Orisa over here, kind of waiting for people. Hopefully, probably waiting for people to get on the bridge so she can javelin him off or push him up like that. Oh, couldn't quite get the Sigma. How unfortunate. But able to come back alive, so that's totally fine. Here we see a Bastion ultimate happen. And that's just 3 giant grenades, so that's really cool to see. Atlas will fall to the ulting Genji. Genji ulting is a very dangerous thing, so you want to be careful around that. But it looks like he'll come right back up thanks to our Mercy. So here Atlas is now. Got his health back, so he doesn't have to worry about healing. And there goes the Genji, who should have worried a little bit more about healing, to be honest, but that's okay. Cassidy a little out of position. And then Sigma doing a good job kind of getting Atlas off the position, but with his legs, he's able to run up and do more. So that's really cool to see. Here we have an ultimate here, but the health was low, but it's okay, because he dealt the damage. Getting 4 out of 5 there. Will he get the 5th? He will, and that's a complete team kill by Little Flaps. A beautiful sight to see. Incredible playstyle by Little Flaps, and great support from the rest of Valpo Beacon.
30 seconds remaining.
Going back to his hidey hole. Hopefully getting another javelin spot. He did get spotted, and I do think it's because healing was spending a little too much time looking at him there. Other than that, it's okay. Gets a beautiful 1 pick there. Gets stuck, so low on health. Does he get the Cassidy? Almost, yes. Soldiers down there, and there we go. With 7 seconds left and a team kill right then and there. I don't think the opponents have much time to get to this objective. Oh, misses the javelin, but is it enough? No. First round goes to Valpo Beacon.
Score 0-0. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Alrighty, so in order for Valpo Beacon to take the win and take it all, they have to push the cart from where it starts in this circle all the way to where the cart is now, and I believe 1 meter beyond, or 0.01 meter beyond. So yes, so see this square? They have to get the cart in the square completely in order for them to win it all for tonight. So that's really exciting to see. And it looks like the Valpo Beacon team is changing it up quite a bit, going for some fun styles, some new strategies maybe. They have lots of flyers, lots of runners, going for something fast here. And as for the opponent's teams, UNA, they're going to be looking at some more heavy resistance brawl characters, getting that soldier that we saw Atlas playing so beautifully, having the Orisa as well as what Little Flaps was playing. Soldiering as well, just soldiering an all-around super powerful character. And then we have that Mercy for those emergency reses, and Kuriko, excuse me, for those ever important damage and healing. So let's see here. I think I did this right. Yes. No, I didn't. There we go. Now it's right. So here's Ball. Ball is a unique operator or character for most tanks in general, because quite frankly it's obsolete in some capacities, powerful in others. So here it's very good at just going around town, dealing the damage, getting people out of the way. But it's not very great at like doing brawl styles or something heavy. It does have some of the best health in the game, but that health can only take you so far when you got Soldier and Soldier looking right at you there. We have Scoop going far. Far is not his main, I can tell you that right now. Probably looking for something exciting here. Gets some damage, but not quite enough. Kiriko going for the damage as well. And holding the support and back too. Kirikiri going for that kind of special healing there. But yeah, some damage done there. Let's go back to Ball. Ball did some great displacement up here, but with low health makes it difficult. Scoop going Hanzo, one of his best characters in his map pool. And then Orisa kind of out of position here, trying to hold the cart back, but playing really dangerously at the same time. Valpo Beacon taking control of this point. With Soldier anti there, that's quite a difficult feat. Looks like Orisa will get the res, so that is very beneficial for UNA. But we'll see how beneficial that can really be in the long run with no supports at all. Oh, and Atlas finishes it off with the bomb, and I do believe that is right. That will be the Valpo taking the game.
Play of the game.
So beautiful stuff to see from both teams. I believe this was all 5 of the opponents taken out here. So yes, there was 3. There's the 4th. And then lastly, this is their Sigma, located in their spawn. Ooh. Difficult to watch, but great games nonetheless. All right, and that'll be the games. Valpo taking it 3-0 against UNA, so that's really exciting to see. Beautiful gameplay from Valpo Beacon. Beautiful stuff to see. They're all telling each other good luck on their season, GGs in the chat, so that's very nice to see, the respect. I have no comments really. Incredible stuff to see. I will say, play the game, or like some 2 players that really caught my eye. Obviously, Lil Flaps for doing those beautiful 5-player destruction there, or taking out those 5 players. Beautiful thing to see. Very, very awesome to see in terms of playstyle. Did a great job against the opponent's tank as well. I'd say all around was a great kind of carry in the moment. But I would also like to point out Sky Kirby. You know, being a senior and playing May, he did a great job playing for his team and a great job kind of making it easier for everyone else with his May walls, with his blizzards, doing like incredible things, just preventing the opponents from doing much damage to Valpo. So that was really exciting to see. Beautiful game, super quick one too, with only 45 minutes, and we did start late too. So anyway, that's all for me. I'm Jang, and it was a pleasure casting today's game. You guys take care.